Hey, what's up? I'm Courtney, also known as Self-Care Creature, and I work with creative individuals to help you deepen your intuition, raise your self-worth, and spread your awareness so that you can live a truly fulfilled and empowered existence.
I started taking this Foundations to Social Justice class with Dr. T. Williams in the summer of 2020, this past summer of this recording. And he works within a liberatory framework, and I had never really heard of that before. And the way that I currently have come to understand it is that first and foremost, you have to work within the constructs of the idea and belief that people are inherently good, which can be a really challenging thing to sit with and be with. But in order to do the work of liberation, that is a key factor. And it also folds in making sure that you have proper rest and self-care, love, care, and compassion, community, all of these other pieces that really play a part in liberation so that you can be filled with hope and inspiration to continue to move forward for the betterment of the world and for the people in the world. Whereas a lot of people, other modalities for this kind of work tend to get really burnt out and tend to get really weighed down with the weight of the world. This is, we live in a really challenging time. The world is a challenging place to live and to be alive. And so I'm trying to take notice of the little acts that come across my path where people are being inherently good, the little things that happen that make me believe in humanity. And I had two things happen yesterday that I wanted to share that I've just been kind of musing on because I had such a beautiful, great day yesterday. It was my day off, and I was going to bed last night and I was like, oh yeah, a couple things happened that honestly could have completely ruined my day if I had been in a different mindset, a different time in my life, if I had let them. So the first thing is, right when I arrived into town with my friends, we were walking down the street and I felt like a sharp sting on my shoulder and I threw my backpack off, and this black gentleman was walking by right at that exact time. I think I almost hit him with my backpack, and my friends were like, oh whoa, like, and they saw this what looked like a wasp. It was a black type bee, I don't know, just like fly away. And I was like, oh damn, like I think I just got stung by a bee. And I was like, that shit really hurts. And when I said that, this guy that had just like, this all happened within a split second, this guy walked by and he put his backpack down and he like started getting something out, and he was like, I got stung yesterday. And he took out a Benadryl stick. I didn't even know they made Benadryl sticks, and it was like a pain relief anti-itch stick. And so he took off the cap and handed it to me because we are in world pandemic COVID times, which also makes even the fact that he stopped and offered this so much bigger. Like, whoa, wow. And so I gave it to my friend to like help, and it was here on my back somewhere, and she couldn't quite see where it was because of my tattoo. And so the guy actually helped. He took the stick back and like shook it out and made sure that some was coming out, and he found like the spot and dabbed it on there for me. And I honestly have felt fine the rest of the day. There was a couple times where I maybe felt like a little twinge of like, ooh, I can feel that spot, but it was totally fine. And when he left, he said, you have a blessed day. And it just meant so much. And then we went about our day. I was thinking about that on and off throughout the day. And then we went to a grocery store later in the evening, and my wallet right now doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, which makes it real easy for my credit cards to fall out. They've done it a couple times, mostly like when I like grab my wallet to leave my house, they fall out, but it hasn't so far happened like in public. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, hey, your cards are falling the fuck out. Like, get it together, because you're gonna end up losing this shit. So I was at the grocery store. Right when you go into this grocery store, you hang right, and there's like a whole wall of kombucha, and I was just entranced trying to figure out what kind of kombucha I wanted to drink. And this younger white boy that works there just came over, and he was like, "Are one of you named?" I thought I heard him say Corey. He's like, "Are one of you named Corey?" And I was like, I thought I didn't it didn't even click. I saw that he was holding cards. It didn't click, and I was just like, "Oh, this isn't." And I was like, "What name did you say?" And then when he like held up the cards, I knew that they were mine, and he was like, "Courtney?" And I was like, "Oh shit. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this." And that just, to think that he just like saw those outside, picked them up, came inside, and I was just right there still, entranced by the kombucha wall. And that just really meant a lot to me as well. And then when I left, I saw him bringing carts in, and I just made sure to thank him again. And we just kind of had like the little smile exchange. And it's just really sweet to know that there are people in the world out there looking out for each other. And I still remember the first time when I was 19 years old, and I was driving in the car with my love at the time, and I was bitching about something, and I just remember them saying, "I don't believe that. I don't believe that the world is a bad place. I think people are inherently good." And I remember my whole world was so rocked in that moment. I was like, how can this person that I am so in love with, and just having the time of my life with, like, believe this complete opposite, like, perspective of the world. I was like, of course the world's an awful place. People are greedy, money sucks, like, but we're required to use it to like live. And like, it was just, and that was the mindset that I kind of had formed growing up with. I was so pessimistic and kind of shut off. And since then, at 19 years old, I've just kind of been working more within this framework. I didn't even know it had a term, liberatory framework. And yeah, if this resonates, I'd really love to hear any stories that you have for feeling this hope and knowing that the world is a good place, and that we are never alone, and that we do have each other's back. And good human stories are just heartwarming stories. So I'd love to hear any that you have.